Hola guys, which is hi in Spanish. I think, there are a lot of things that mean other things these days. Anyways, welcome back to Mission Accomplished,
where we
showcase the lives of those who have accomplished much. And today, as every other day, we have a very special guest.
only.
And we'll let her introduce herself too.
Hi, my name is Gathoni. What else would you like to know apart from my name?
Do you
agree that pizza should have pineapple to belong on pizza?
Honestly, I don't. I would be okay with it. I'm like, you're the one eating the pizza, so whatever you want to eat it. Like, I don't have very big feelings towards pineapple on pizza. Yeah, what is that? Are you about to judge me about that?
No.
Okay. You like pineapple on pizza?
I can tolerate it.
I don't think pineapples belong on pizza. But if it's in extreme conditions, like I'm really hungry, I haven't eaten in a while.
How long is a while?
Skipped one meal.
If I've skipped one meal and I haven't eaten and I'm really hungry, then for sure I just take the slice that has the least pineapples.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, can you tell us a bit more about?
Okay, so my name is Gathoni. I work in podcasting. I have worked in podcasting since 2019. I am a community manager with a podcast hosting platform called AfriPods, which is basically building the largest library of African audio stories on the planet. So we're a Spotify for African podcasters is the best way I can describe it. I'm also the CEO and founder of a company called Story Palette, which does podcast training and coaching, so for individuals and organizations. I am also a podcaster, though I would not suggest your audience listens to my podcast. My podcast is called Opekiasi. It's me and my sisters. I wouldn't suggest the younger audience listens to it, not because there's any... I don't know that I feel like those conversations need to be at least supervised by parents. Because it's a lot of like family and things like that. So it's very big topics, sometimes heavy. So that's the reason why I wouldn't suggest it for the younger audience.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sit on the board of the Association of African Podcasters and Voice Artists. There's a lot of work they're doing on the continent for podcasters, for voiceover artists, for spoken word artists. And yeah, that is who I am and what I do.
That's so cool. Wait, Jin... Kevin also have something to do with AfriPods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, could you tell us about how, like, your favorite part about working in podcasting?
I think for me, because I like teaching, it's watching people learn something new or start to create based on like information they have gotten. Because I feel like there's a lot of, I would say, African stories haven't been told by Africans yet. And for me, it's really important to have the stories go out. So you know how everyone's like, there are too many podcasts. I'm like, books are written every day. There's no way. No one has ever said there are too many books, right? So I'm like, there can't be too many podcasts. But you guys have a cool way of interviewing someone. Mm-hmm. And if I went to a different kids podcast, the questions they ask me might be different. But just the difference in information and everything that's going out is, I think, important. So for me, what excites me is seeing new creators, new topics, people doing like podcasts in like fiction podcasts. You know, there's one that's like a kid who was sent from the UK into shags, like sent back to Africa. It's like, what's his experience? Those type of things. It's like really exciting to see how innovative people are when creating.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Was working in the media space something you always wanted to do since the time you're small? Or was it something that you...
came along later?
Yeah.
Yes and no. I did not want to... When I was young, you know, we always say, oh, I want to be a doctor. I really wanted to be a vet when I was young because I really like animals. And I was like, I want to be an animal doctor. Then I went to high school and met biology, and I realized that is not my calling because
happens.
bio and me, no. And it's really important to be a vet. Then I wanted to do organizational psychology specifically. And then as another option was journalism. So I ended up studying journalism in school, like for university. That's what my degree is in, which is like almost HR. It's like work psychology. It's not like clinical psychology. And then at that time, because I'm old, there was no university offering it as a full like graduation. Like you can't, it was just like one class in the thing. So I did journalism, which was another option for me. So I did do journalism in university, but then when I was graduating, podcasting was just like starting. Like it wasn't like as big as it is now. So I didn't know podcasting. Like when I was graduating, what I am doing now did not exist as a concept in my brain. I did not know it existed as a job. I did not know it could happen. So yes and no. To answer your question, I wanted to do journalism, but I never thought I would do it in this way. I wanted to do like radio because that feels like the cool thing. I really, really wanted to do radio. Maybe that's why I like podcasting, but yeah, not in the way I'm doing journalism now, but I think kind of yes, because I studied it.
That's interesting. Could you tell us about the most successful part of working in podcasting, in your opinion?
Ooh. For myself?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a hard question to answer because I feel like because I've been in it so long, there's so many little wins that I think are not necessarily mine, but more like how it's grown. Like when I was coming in 2019, the idea that I would be sitting at a podcast with people like you didn't seem like a concept that was possible. And I'm like, just seeing the growth that has happened in that amount of time is really exciting. For myself personally, being able to start my business is a really big deal. The idea that I can actually have a business that just trains people on podcasting is really exciting. I think also seeing things like the APVA have done like an awards for just African podcasters. Things like that are really exciting for me because I feel like when we're able to celebrate our own things on our own terms, you know, where it's just like we didn't wait to be invited to a certain table, we made the table. That really excites me as well. So I don't know that I can pinpoint a specific win for myself when it comes to my work, but maybe if it has to be something, it has to be my business. I mean, it really excites me to be able to do that.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you have any animals, like a dog or a cat?
I have a dog. His name is Oscar. He's the cutest. I've had him since he was 3 months old.
What breed?
He's like a Maltese Terrier mix. So he's like small, fluffy, and cute. But yeah, he's turning like 9 this year.
I think my mom is like slowly warming up to animals, which is nice. Because I think, yeah, she's slowly warming up to liking animals. But then I think the only concern that she has, like, I think when she warms up to animals, the only concern that she'll have is what if Mgeni comes to our house and those guys, if they see a dog, it's like they've seen a lion. And then what if you get like a German Shepherd or something and then it's well trained? And then if someone comes through, like it'll just scare them. But anyways, to get back on topic, now that you've been a bit too happy, it's time for some reflection, not sadness. What would you say is a problem that you see in the African media space that you think media spaces in the rest of the world is doing well and the African media space is like lacking behind?
I think for me, the first mistake everyone makes is comparing us to the Western media. I don't think we're lacking in anything because there's a lot of things that are very nuanced to Africa that a lot of things in the West don't have to take in consideration. So, for example, data is an issue here. Now, granted, if you're in the city, you can access data, you can scroll and do all of these things. But a lot of people who don't have necessarily the money to be able to buy the bundles means they can't like download the internet, and they're having to do, there's so many other considerations that need to be made. There's someone I saw who was distributing their podcast using a USSD code. So because a lot of people have the kabambe, like the small phone that's not like a smartphone, what you do is you do like a *1 2 something as an example, and then you get like 5-minute episodes, because again, the issue we have, as we know, is space on the phone. So they get like 5 minutes of the thing, then they delete it, and when you do like *123 #2, you get the second part of it, right? That as a consideration in podcasting would never have happened in the West, because there's no one who's struggling with space on their phones. There's no one who's struggling with data. So I think there's a space for innovation in what is considered the worst things or the bad things about media in Africa. The other thing is, like, if you check in movies, right? We don't have cinemas in every corner like they do in like the West. So in Europe, if you go, it's almost it's like every square has a cinema, right? But then if you come to Kenya, for example, here it's like Nairobi, maybe Kisumu and Mombasa. There's one in Kisumu, there's one I think there's one in Mombasa for sure. I'm not sure about Kisumu, but I'm like, if you want to put out a movie, it's important to do movies in Kenya. Does that mean we do the box office in the same way? No, because ticket sales might not be similar, which is how you see people now who do the thing where you have an app that you buy the movie once for the same price as a ticket would be at the cinema. You watch it with your family. Then if you want to watch it again, you buy it again. Such innovation would not happen if we did not have the nuances or like the specific things that are very African that allow you to create as you would, but then be able to build and innovate in the same spaces. So I think for me, I don't see anything that we have as African as a problem. I think they're very special solutions that we have, but they're very specific to the African like space and things like that. So I think it's a space for innovation if you see anything that's different or anything that's wrong. I think she'd be very happy, because 16-year-old me really wanted to live like, apartment life with a dog and a car and like I'm living that life. So she'd be like, oh my God, we made it. We're really like, I'm doing everything she wanted. Maybe not in the way she thought we would do it, because I feel like she thought she would be like a radio superstar and like everyone would be like, oh my God, she's coming, I'm famous. But I think older me is grateful we're not famous, because I don't know if I could handle fame. But I think she'd be happy with where we've come. She'd be confused about how we got there, so there'd be a bit of conversation about what happened. But other than that, I think she'd be good. I think she'd be happy. She'd for sure like our dog, so I think a win is a win.
And now,
Now for the first question. Let me take like this kind of place. If your life...
Should I lie down?
No, okay.
Okay.
If your life was to be a book,
Okay.
what would the title be?
Clueless.
that's... By the way, that's like...
It's the thing. The older I get, the more I realize no one knows what it is they're doing. I'm still trying to figure life out, so I'm just like, I guess another day, another Actually,
Yeah.
I'll change it. It'll be like Question mark. HUH question mark. That's the title of my book for sure. Yeah,
I think mine would just be an exclamation mark.
that's cool. Will it have a color? Will it like be a thick one or like one of those?
No,
thin ones?
just a exclamation mark. However you'd like to put it.
Okay.
Newest iPhone or newest Samsung.
Right now,
Yeah.
even though I have an iPhone, Samsung, because I've seen what that Samsung can do. Yeah, I might be having to go back.
Or is it the privacy mode or something?
The privacy mode, but also the camera is really poor. I used to do photography, or I still do photography, and so for me, a phone that has a camera that's lit sometimes sells me more. So I'm still on iPhone, but I probably would pick the new Samsung soon.
And I think it was Xiaomi try to do something like Apple. So their new Xiaomi 17T Pro, they even call it the same. Now they name it Pro like Apple. And the design is literally of the 17T. It's exactly the same as the new iPhone, as the iPhone 17.
Interesting.
There's the iPhone 17. It's just that now they put a screen at the back. No, they made it like Apple, but even better. So when you think of Apple, you think of Xiaomi. I could see what they were doing there. It's
But
really
Apple
cool.
or Xiaomi, if you want to sponsor us, we like all phones. As long as the skin is clear and the phone works. If you want to sponsor us,
Yes, I like that.
that's tender.
I bring you. What's your dream car?
Ooh. You know what? I don't know that I care about cars enough to have a dream car. But I have seen a lot of like right now in China, all the Chinese cars. I don't know the brands and everything, but then it's really cool to see like how if they want to open the doors, like they just flip their hands and the door opens, or if they like summon the car, it moves. Like if the parking spot is too tight, if you call your car, it moves out of the parking and so on. I think that's so cool. So it will probably be a Chinese something. I don't know enough about cars to know what the brand names are. I know there's one in Nairobi right now that, I mean, I might go and just see it and just drive it for vibes, but it will be a car that when I call it will come,
Yeah.
Also in Nairobi traffic, I want a car that can drive itself so that I can work in the car while I'm going wherever it is. I don't have to get out. So whatever version of car allows me to do that as fast as possible that is not Tesla, I'm in.
I mean, guys might call me weird or something. Don't call me weird or anything. But I am a fan of electric cars. I am a fan. There, I've said it. I'm a fan.
That's not a bad thing.
I like the way they're so conservative and the way like they're helping the ecological state of the world. And also they just look so cool. Have you seen some BYD designs? Like the Build Your Dreams car brand. It's like literally so cool.
No, I'm not against electric cars. I just want a smart car. If it's electric or I'm not that part. I'm not concerned with. I just want to be able to work while the car drives itself. Whatever allows me that, I'm in. But when I was young, I really wanted a Toyota Hilux. It might be like I just wanted, like how big it is and the double cab, and because I really, really want to when I grow up have cows. Maybe that's what it is. There's someone inside me that wants to be a farmer. So
That's a very specific.
oh my God, I don't think you understand how much I want cows. It would be like the ideal, like when people are like, how will you know you made it?
Yeah.
I'm like, when I have cows, I'll be like, I have reached. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters in life. I just want cows.
Having cows.
Yeah. They're so cool.
That's weird and cool.
What's one thing that you are told as like a myth as a child that carried you for a very long time? Like, if you can remember. Like, for me, what I tell my brothers, but one of them is really emotional. I told him that people cry a lot. You won't have enough tears, and then the day you need to use them, you'll just be there making
That is so cruel. Let your brother cry, please. I think the one that we were told the most was that, like, if you swallow the seeds, it'll grow in your stomach. Like, they will actually grow.
Yeah.
And I remember the panic that would happen when because I really liked plums. And I swallowed the first seed, and I think I had a breakdown. But then, on the flip side, when I realized that nothing will happen, I started eating seeds. So, like, I'll eat an orange and I won't spit out the seeds. I'll just eat the seeds as well. Because I'm just like, there's nothing that will happen. So, I overcorrected.
If everyone were to have a sort of name tag on top of their head, that when they walk around,
Like the bubble.
they have like some sort of name tag.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be yours? Like, you can customize it. What would be yours? What would you
Does it have to be a name?
Yeah. No, like anything. What would you call yourself?
I wouldn't give myself a name. I'd put colors in it. And I'd make it like change based on how I'm feeling. I feel like words are too like very, it's just like this is the word and that's it. I'm like, but if I use colors and you see red, you won't know what red is and like which shade of red is it. And like your version, you might think I'm angry, but maybe I'm like just sad, but it's a red sad, And I know it sounds crazy, but that's the point, because then no one knows what it is that is happening in my bubble. So I'd pick colors and like, today it's pink. What is pink? I don't know.
Like, personally, I'd really like everyone to have name tag just floating above their heads, because
I feel like,
I genuinely
can they
forget a lot
change?
of people's names.
Oh, if the names, yeah, but you see, you just be like, hi, Hi.
Yeah,
How are you? Or what?
Then I say, yeah, like, what if you're playing? Yeah, you can try do that, but at one point or another, you'll have to say their name. Maybe
Oh, you
they're
know what,
you're playing a game and they're walking into danger, and you need to call them out. You can't call them like player 1, 2, 3. You can't call them player 1, 2, 3.
No, but you know what I realized as I got older, because I'm also the same. I cannot keep a name in my head to save my life. But what I realized is sometimes it's okay to be like, hi, please remind me your name. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I forgot your name. Or after you've had a conversation, you'll be like, I've been trying to remember your name for so long. I just genuinely, I don't remember it. Please remind me your name. It's so much easier. It feels very dramatic where you're like, oh no, I'm the worst person on earth. But the person has also likely forgotten your name and is doing the exact same thing in their head, you know? So when you're like, please tell me your name, they're like, oh, actually, what's yours? And then now you've saved everything. And now when the player 1, 2, 3 is running into danger, we can call them Solomon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever their name is.
Speaking about
I hear where you're coming from, though. But then again, like, makes someone feel like, okay, maybe that's just me, but it makes me feel like when someone asks me my name, or they know my name, or they should know my name, and then they come and ask me, what's your name again? You feel like unimportant. Like,
So no,
why
how
are
you do
forgetting
it
my name?
matters. So it's not what's your name again. It's like, I'm so sorry I forgot your name. It's just I'm really bad with names. So please help me. Like, please remind me your name. And then what I do is sometimes I'll match it with something. So it's either a rhyme or a something, you know.
Yeah,
like
I also
your
agree
tendo,
with
I know
that.
other tendo. So I'm like, your name I attach to that person. So the next time I see you, I attach to that. Lem, I attach you to something else. So then if you pick something like that, if you create something like that as a system, then it helps you. But honesty is the best. Just be like, I'm so sorry. If they get mad, they get mad, but then you still get the name, you know?
It's just so important. What advice would you give to people, young or old, who aspire to become like you or enter the podcasting space?
all life advice in general.
Okay. I would say if you're trying to get into media, don't limit yourself to the traditional ways that you see people are and existing as media now, because I feel like media is very different now than it was before. So for example, for me, podcasting didn't exist when I was doing university. So if I had limited myself to what it is I knew as a fact, I wouldn't be doing what I am doing today. So give yourself an opportunity to grow, to learn, always learn. And then for someone as life advice, I'd say it's never too late to follow your dreams, right? So
Yeah.
whatever version of you're 40 and you're like, should I go back to school? Go back to school. If you can, go back to school. If you're a teenager, I mean, it's never too late. I've seen people change their mind or change their lives when they're 50. You know, there's still so much life to live. So don't feel like you're ever stuck in something that you have done or are doing. There's always time to change. And if you're young, my advice to you would be, whatever mistake you think that has happened that will end your life, it's really not that big a deal. I promise you in 2 years or 5 or 10, you'll be like, I don't even remember what that is. So give yourself some grace as you grow, because it's never that serious. And I know people say that, but if you're young, I promise you it's never that serious. Yeah.
That's deep and inspiring. I'm inspired. I don't know about you, Lem. Are you inspired?
No, so inspired.
What inspired?
I've watched your podcast before. Why didn't I get a joke?
This is all your fault, Lem.
Like, I feel like
This is all your fault.
I don't know if I should be offended. Should I be offended? Like, why? Do you have a joke for me? Because I know I've seen you live at Africa Media Festival. You did a joke. I've watched some of your things on YouTube. You do jokes.
Yeah.
Do you have a joke
Have
for
a
me?
joke.
I think that's when you're asked what's the most important question from me to you is, what is my joke?
So, not many people get this joke, but Lem and I actually we went and recruited a bunch of married men. Then now we made a band and called it the Husband.
It was worth it. It was so bad. I'm so glad I asked that. This is excellent. Thank you. I feel like now I'm a normal guest. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We are Mtoto News, a digital platform that empowers children. We curate and create engaging content about and by children. Through audio, video, writing, and infographics, we believe children should be players, not spectators. Through child-led research, we amplify young voices, shaping policies and programs. To partner or donate, send an email to info@mtotonews.com or call 0705855258. Mtoto News, making children visible.